Hello.
Hi.
We're gonna make some pierogi today for a video. We're gonna make some Pierogi Ruskie, which is probably the most famous Polish flavor.
I wouldn't say the most famous Polish flavor, but it's definitely the most popular flavor in Australia. So, and America and Canada. So I feel like this is the one that we should show you how to make.
What's in it?
Potato, Polish style cheese, and onion fried in butter.
Nice.
This is a very important information, fried in butter.
Alright. So we're gonna do three separate sections. So we're gonna make some dough. We're gonna make the filling, and then we're gonna roll dumplings.
Yep.
Yeah. Just like that. That easy. Okay. So basically, the flour, 3 ingredients, super simple. So the dough, flour, water, and oil. We've got 1 kilogram of flour, 500 mils of water, and about 100 mils of oil. So I'm just going to put it in the bowl.
The water needs to be warm or even hot if it's possible.
Yeah, 70 to 80 degrees. Boil the water, then let it settle a little bit. Going to put the flour into the bowl. Dominika's going to get the camera here and bring it a bit closer. Going to make a hollow in the middle of the bowl.
Yeah.
Is that not ready? Okay, great. Just make a hollow, make a round in there. And I'm just going to add water in like this. Slowly, 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 slowly. You could use a fork at this stage, might be a little bit better. But basically, you're just going to mix the water in like that, nice and slowly. Going to mix more and more and more flour in there with the water.
You want to make sure that the water is warm because this is how the dough is gonna stay kind of soft, you know, and it will be easier to
Go on.
How do you call that?
It has better elasticity if you use hot water. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it has better elasticity. So when you're trying to fold the dough and fold the pierogi, the filling into the pierogi, sorry, you'll find that it is going to be a lot more pliable and a lot easier to work with. So once again, we're just mixing this water in with this dough. This is like, some people add egg, some people add sour cream, some people add we're using a natural oil. What do you call it? Natural oil?
It's a vegetable
oil. We're using a vegetable oil for the fat. It just stretches out the strands of protein, the gluten protein. I'm making a mess of it. This is half of the fun of making pierogi here. And
you just have to be really patient with it, you know. Even when at the beginning, like right now, it looks really messy and it looks quite dry, and you think that it's not going to happen. You just have to keep needling.
Keep kneading.
Kneading it.
Kneading the dough.
Yeah.
I made an absolute mess of this, but that's all right. We'll come together.
That's how you do it. You just keep doing it.
It'll come together.
And then you have to remember to add oil.
Yeah, I'm going to add the oil in now as well. So you just got to get the water and the flour mixed together pretty well. Let it sit for a minute. It's really hard on this table to properly get into the dough because it's.
Yeah, so this is really old school, obviously, process. We don't really do it that way every day. We just we use either KitchenAid or any other food processor. I don't know how. It's just, I'm sure that everyone has something to make cakes with, or especially in times of pandemia, heaps of bread making at home. So I'm sure you've got something to help you with this. But we just thought if we want to be honest and show you how to make pierogi from scratch, then we have to do it from scratch. So yeah, there you go.
Cool.
So
I'm just going to add some oil in now. No, it's looking pretty terrible.
Yeah.
I'm just going to add some oil in now. And just mix that oil through.
Yeah.
Like I said, people add in eggs and they add in.
I reckon you've got enough.
Yeah, that's not 100 mils, is it? So it's should be about 100 mils of oil. I think there was a bit too much in that bowl, but that's all right. It's television, and the art of television. We have one that we prepared earlier anyway, so it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But basically, you want to get the dough to a point where that's way too much oil. Oh my gosh. Anyway, just more flour there.
Yeah, there's a bit of, you've got flour in here.
And you just adjust it as you're going. And basically, you really just want to make it feel like it's soft. You want to make it feel like you can actually, how you say, it feels moist but not wet. If it goes too wet and tacky, later on when you make them, they're just going to stick together and it's going to be horrible. So you just really want a nice, pliable dough. Actually, that's come together nicely.
That looks nice, yeah.
That's come together nicely. That feels moist, but like I said, it doesn't feel tacky. Like it doesn't stick or pull on itself. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's come together.
No,
right.
no, that's good. And you just have to keep doing it. Keep kneading.
Keep working.
Keep
The
kneading.
kneading.
Keep working on those arms, you know.
Yeah, those the kneading makes the gluten fibers grow longer and stronger. Gluten's not a bad word; it's a natural thing with bread making and dough making. And this is a pretty classic dough.
Okay.
All right, that's not looking too bad. Also, basically, at this stage, what you do is you put a bit of flour on it like that. Just cover it. Nice and flour, like that, and then get some Glad wrap and cover the dough and put it somewhere for about 30 minutes. Okay, so we're going to do that now. We'll put it, cover it with some dough, and then we'll make the filling.
So I've got potatoes that I already cooked
What sort of potatoes are we using?
before. Well,
Dutch cream.
Dutch cream potatoes or organic potatoes. I don't know if you can see, but
These
look
are
at the color of them.
Yeah.
These
are organic,
nice
organic Dutch cream, so they're
Yeah.
both nice yellow flesh colour. You want to go for the yellow flesh ones. Better
Yeah.
flavour, better taste. Yeah, and more like the Polish style potatoes, you know.
Yeah, and you know, if you had a mincer, we actually you can use mincer, but we've got this this fun little thing. I don't know what it's called.
Ricer. Potato ricer.
Potato ricer. So I'm just gonna push those potatoes through the ricer. I cook the potatoes with some salt, but I feel like when you cook, when you add salt to potatoes, they will have a little bit more of a, you know, that salt will go through to them, so it will just absorb the salt nicely. So it will be nice.
Salt distribution.
Yeah, salt distribution. Yeah, nice throughout kind of flavor. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep
So we
doing that.
just boil them until they're soft, and then just use this ricer here. And then once that's done, once the potatoes have been riced, we're gonna get this cheese over here. This really nice cheese called Twaróg, which is a classic Polish white cheese. We're gonna add that in with the potatoes. And then we're going to use some onions there as well and mix it all together. And that's basically going to comprise our filling.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, the Polish style cottage cheese is just, I think we've had a video on how to make it. It's actually pretty easy to make. It's kind of like ricotta cheese, but firmer, and it has sourness in it. There's like sourness in it.
If you can't find twaróg or quark, what would you use? Ricotta, maybe?
Yeah, you would use ricotta, and maybe you would add some lemon to it.
To make it sour?
Yeah, because ricotta is too sweet. It's more like a, yeah, for sweet dishes, not really savory. Potatoes. I cooked 1 kilogram of potatoes and fried one in butter. This is very important information, the butter. The butter is the flavor of this filling, and it's like no joke. You know, you have to fry it in butter. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to it, even though I cooked these potatoes in salt already, but the cheese, remember, is not salty at all, so it's nice to season it on top. And pepper, black pepper. Black pepper is important. You know, depending if you have kids in family, I mean, you can always add black pepper on top of your dish, so if you don't want them too spicy. But otherwise, they meant to be quite, they meant to have a bit of kick, you know, that's like what traditionally
A bit of spice
it
is
is.
good.
Yeah, a bit of spice.
So it's about 500 grams of twaróg or farmer's cheese or quark, 500 grams, a kilogram of potatoes, and how many onions? One?
One onion.
One onion, chopped.
I don't think I'm gonna use the whole cheese though.
Okay, fine.
No,
That's fine.
so this is 0.5 kilogram cheese. but I will use half of it, I reckon, and then I'll see, and maybe I'll add more. Now another thing about this filling is that in Poland you would probably run this cheese through the ricer or the mincer with potatoes, and you have a really nice and smooth texture. This is just, we are doing it this way, and this is just our choice. We've always done it that way, so if you like our pierogi, you probably want to do it the same way. We just like the contrast, you know, we like the smoothness with a little bit of texture of the cheese that is not as smooth, to see the difference, and you know, every now and again maybe onion. Yeah, the chunks of onion. So this is not a traditional version, just to keep it very, very clear, because I know you know, someone might pull me up on it. This is just our choice. We just like it that way, and it works because you like our pierogi and you like this flavor. Yeah. So I'm just gonna keep mixing it. You can see in here big chunks of cheese, and this is just the way we like it, and this is perfect. Okay. You could add more cheese. I like it that way. I don't like the cheese to be overpowering, you know. I like the flavor of the potato and the onion. I'll have a little taste of this and make sure that this is good. More salt. Definitely more salt. Yeah, always taste your filling, you know. Once it goes in, that's it. More pepper. Okay. And another important information is that, you know, some people add salt into the dough. I don't do it. So I try to make the filling slightly saltier than like it might taste a little bit salty to me if I was to eat it by itself. But once it goes into the dumpling, into the pierogi, it will balance. It will balance with the dough, you know. So you don't want it to be not salty enough, because you don't want it to be plain and blunt. So I reckon the filling is done now. I reckon the filling is done. Might taste it one more time.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to try?
Yep.
Try it. And in the meantime, we've already made another dough, so it's been sitting there resting. Just because
for television purposes,
we knew that this is what we are doing, and we didn't want the video to be too long.
Okay. So now we're going to roll the dough, yep?
Yeah.
Great. I'm just going to make some space on this table here so I don't make too much mess. Rolling the dough is pretty simple. You can go the whole thing at once, or you can divide it up. We don't have a knife here. You can divide it up into little chunks. Divide and conquer is sometimes a little bit easier. If you go the whole thing and try to roll it, you'll just burn yourself out really quickly, because it does take a bit of physical exertion. I'm just breaking them up into little chunks. I'll put them to the side. And we're going to roll it out using the roller here. So guys, we're just clearing our table and making space. We thought it'd be nicer to do this outside.
Yeah.
And we're suffering for it. You hear dogs barking or helicopters overhead. On a wonky table. I'm just going to stand on the edge of the table. Here we go. So can you see me rolling it up? So we're just basically just going to put some flour on the table.
I don't think it will work because it will be too small for that roller.
Oh, I can put it sideways in the door.
Oh yeah?
Just going to roll it up. So we're just going to basically roll it flat. People always ask how thin do you want to get it? Just start rolling a small section of it, and then you can cut the shape out and roll some filling into it and just see what you think. And honestly, the thinner is the best. If it's so thin that you can see the the filling through the dough, you will probably want to make it just a little bit thicker than that.
Because remember that they will be breaking
Yep.
when you cook them if they are too thin. Another thing, this is another important, I think, thing to know, that the dough that we're making is very, very basic. It's just flour, water, and oil. So, so it's a bit like pasta. So thinner better, because it's naturally quite. It's definitely tougher type of dough than the ones that people make with egg or sour cream, because the sour cream and egg make it fluffier. So maybe it's okay to make it thicker because it will be nice and soft. This is a bit of a different type of dough. So, but it's up to you. The softer as well, the easier it will be on your arms to roll it. So that's another important thing. If you make it too tough, it's gonna be a hell of a work.
It's nice to put lots of flour on there as well, but just remember later on when it comes time to roll the filling or make the actual pierogi, if it's too floury, it won't stick, so be careful. At this stage now, this is flat enough. People use a cup to go upside down to cut shapes. We use this awesome little roller cutter here that I found on the internet to basically cut shapes. You see it work its magic here. Do you want to get the camera, Dominika, and show people how this works? This is front there.
We'll get the camera, hold on.
Come on, you put it down and get the camera and have a look at the magic of the dough roller.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Franek is really good at making pierogi, by the way. So he can show you how to put the filling inside
that's the dough roller.
Make sure you don't cut those
That's okay.
edges.
But like I said, you just use a cup. You just use a cup at home and it's super easy, super simple, super fun. This is...
Dad accidentally cut the edge.
That's okay.
I know.
It's okay. And save these little offcuts.
Because you're gonna roll some more with
Because you are going to be rolling all night.
Yeah.
Now this,
So
this...
these,
Yeah,
Go.
let Franek tell.
so these offcuts, you make them into big piles, so you do the same thing with them.
Yeah. So this will make about a kilogram of flour, and a kilogram of mix will make about 100 pierogi, roughly. Yeah? Roughly. Depending how big you make your pierogi.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we've got pierogi discs here, or dough discs here, ready to make pierogi out of. Thanks, one second. Basically, Dominika is going to show you now how to get this and the pierogi filling and make a dumpling.
Yeah. Basically, I've got this in my hand, and I grab a spoonful of filling. I put it inside, squash it a little bit, and then you just fold it like a taco. See, this is like a little taco, and then I just pinch it. Pinch, 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 pinch. Now this is what we do. When you
Too much flour.
or sometimes people have a little glass with water, and they just dip their fingers in there and put the water on the inside edges, so they definitely stick together. But this is the trick that I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you the traditional method. We just do it this way because it's quicker, and we make a lot of them. But back at home, just to avoid them breaking in cooking, you would do this folding. So I don't know, can you see it? I think you can. There you go. Here is your pierogi. Shall we do another one?
Let's do another one.
Okay. Let's do another one. Maybe slightly bigger. I'll make one slightly bigger. This flavor is it's easy to play with. If you worry that there's too much, you can always just use this other finger to squash it a little bit while you fold it, and then you can always stretch the dough a little bit. There's all these different tricks that you can do. Well, and then we're just gonna fold it.
Fun for the whole family at the moment, isn't it? Franek's in here making pierogi as well.
Dad.
Are you
And
with that?
another beautiful dumpling. Beautiful pierogi.
Perfecto.
Okay.
Mom.
It's all right.
That's okay.
So this is why it's perfect to do it with family, because
Do you want to use the smaller
you have to
spoon?
make about
Might be
100 of
easier.
these. You have to keep re-rolling the dough, and anyway, it's lots of work, but it's lots of fun if you have everyone here to do it with you.
Franek loves making pierogi, and he's got his own style. You know, people have different methods and shapes. Like a lot of people just do this, just pinch them really, really hard.
We can use a fork to mark the
You
edge.
can use the fork. You can also do this. We used to have that before as well. Can you see it? Yeah, like that.
That's just the thumbprint. You just put your thumb in there
Mhm.
and you squeeze the
Look at
edge around
Franek's
it.
method. Look what Franek is doing.
It's just a
You
method.
just look at this one. I just pinched it really hard.
Beautiful. So is that it?
I reckon.
I reckon that's it, guys.
That's it.
Thank you very
Do you
much
want
for
me-
joining us at this.
Do you want me to show you one more time how to fold it? Because I
Okay.
think this is the fun part. So I'll do it in a close-up. So I'll just fold it. I'll pinch it.
Your hands are covering it from the
That's
screen.
okay. Just do it. Okay, so I pinched it, and now I'm gonna do this. It's like a, you just fold and hold, 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 fold and pinch, and it's done. It's like a Cornish pastry.
It, I guess it stops it from breaking open in the water, and it also looks really cute too. Ding. Should we say goodbye, guys?
Yeah.
Yep. Frank, say goodnight.
Bye.
Thank you for watching our pierogi making video. Remember, always eat pierogi, make love.
And this is a special video for Polish Festival, because Polish Festival is not happening this year. We're really sad about it. So we just wanted to bring pierogi home to you. So maybe because we can't serve you pierogi, you can make them by yourself. Hopefully it works. So yeah, give it a go, definitely.
Bye.